Hello everyone, welcome back. So picking up from where we left off in the saga that is this trial with Tim Norman. He was scheduled to return to court following the COVID outbreak that took place in the prison that he's being housed. Well, can you believe that Tim and his legal team actually showed up in person to answer to the charges levied against him? If you recall, Tim and his team had pulled a reverse Uno by saying that, and I quote, "The defendant requests that the court enter an order suppressing evidence obtained as a result of the unlawful search of Norman's home and seizure of a cellular telephone device in violation of his Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution." Basically saying that all evidence on the phone and the phone itself needs to be thrown out because the agents didn't have a search warrant for his home or things. Only his body. His team presented several cases as evidence of incidents where alleged illegal searches were conducted, and the court found in those cases that law enforcement was in fact in violation of the parties' Fourth Amendment rights, but at the time of this hearing, the issue was not ruled on, so stay tuned for the results of that. But in a twist, a motion to suppress evidence was filed on behalf of Tim and his team, and that was a motion in limine. For those not familiar with the legal term, it is a motion where either side can ask the court for an order or ruling limiting or preventing certain evidence from being presented by the other side at the time of trial. So in Tim's case, they requested to prohibit Norman from calling Detective David Rudolph at an evidentiary hearing for the sole purpose of impeachment, which was filed by the United States. In a loss to Tim and his team, the court granted the motion in limine regarding prohibiting Detective Rudolph to testify about anything having to do with prior cases for the sole purpose of impeachment. Now, who is Detective Rudolph? Well, he was named in a lawsuit in 2015 where him and others allegedly destroyed a cellular telephone that may have contained exculpatory evidence, and him and the other cops involved willfully ignored evidence of the robbery suspect's innocence in pursuit of their investigation. However, the court found in that detective's favor that there was no evidence on the robbery suspect's phone that was intentionally destroyed, let alone destroyed in bad faith by or on behalf of the police defendants. This detective, if he were allowed to testify to anything prior to Tim's case, would heavily sway the jury in Tim's favor, and the court saw that. So for now, no victory for Tim and his team, but one thing about Tim: he's going to use his mother's money, allegedly, and whoever else is donating to his defense fund to fight this until the end. The end? Well, that could be the end of the money or something more tragic, which is ironic because I'm sure the alleged $200,000 that Andre was accused of stealing, which started these series of unfortunate events, have already been spent on his defense. As Alanis Morissette once said, "Isn't it ironic?" Anyway, I'll let you know what the court decides about the cell phone and all the evidence they found on it, which was a lot, by the way. But as we all know, if that gets thrown out, there are 3 other defendants involved, and they have already said their piece, if you get my drift. If you haven't already, remember to like the videos as it helps to support our channel. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell, and please watch when notified. I'd really appreciate it. And lastly, stay tuned for more, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.